Welcome back. In today's video, we will dissect delusions, smack down pseudoscience, and have a good laugh while doing it. Today's specimen, a classic from the Flat Earth's Greatest Misses collection, my pal FlatZoid. And his, shall we say, creative interpretation of how sunsets work. So let's crack on, shall we? But before we do, today's video is sponsored by Saily.
Shut up and sit down, you big bald.
Please subscribe.
I don't care about the money, I care about the truth.
So picture this, you're chilling on the beach and you're connected to everything without even thinking about it. No hunting down Wi-Fi spots, no crazy roaming fees, just easy, reliable internet. That's what Saily does for you. Saily is an eSIM that works in 180 countries. No more swapping out SIM cards, you just download the Saily app and pick your plan. And bam, you're all set from the minute you land. From one place to the next, Saily always makes sure you're connected. No more stress, no more waiting in line for a SIM card. Just smooth, affordable data wherever you go. I've been using it for the whole trip, and to be honest, I can't imagine doing it any other way. Easy setup, great rates, and no more hunting for Wi-Fi. So if you've got a trip coming up, just download the Saily app. Choose your plan and use my code Creaky and you'll get 15% off at checkout. You will never go back to the old way. Well, I don't know what happened to my voice then. You will never go back to the old way of traveling again. Check the link in the description and get 15% off. And stay connected with Saily. Oh well, we're home. Right, back to the video.
Okay. That's what the globe claims, guys.
Well, I'll take your word for it, pal, because you haven't actually told us what we claim that about.
That's what the globe claims the sun should be. Let me show you where it is.
You still haven't told us where you are, because what you're showing us would vary depending on your location and the time of year, you know, seasons, all that kind of stuff. The kind of stuff that only happens because the Earth is an oblate spheroid tilted on its axis.
122, 23? Oh yeah, I get you.
Well, I'm glad one of us does, because I still haven't got a clue what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And there's the sun.
You know that's due to the magnetic declination. That's why you got to calculate it. You got to keep moving it.
23, 122. It's around about 122, 123, guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, now I'm still not completely certain where he's headed with this, but I'm sure, like every other flat earther, it'll become as clear as mud really soon. Now, this is just me thinking out loud, but you know, if you get like a laser pointer and you point it at something like at the desk you're stood at, it's really easy to control where that dot is. But then if you go outside and point it at something way off in the distance, suddenly it looks like you can't keep your hands still because of the distance the laser's traveling. That kind of, you see where I'm going with this? So isn't that a bit of a flaw for your very accurate measurements, FlatZoid? You've just pointed your phone in the sun's general direction and you're making some sort of claim about it being in the wrong place, I guess?
So yeah,
Not everybody's perfect, Flats. You know, they're not perfect. You know, they can't get it right all the time.
Well, I agree with you, 100%. And I assume you're talking about people like me, and you're right. We can't get it right all the time, but we still do it a little better than flat earthers because they can't get it right any of the time.
hey guys, good to see you guys. Yeah, well, this is Sunday Calc, and this is the time of the observation. The globe claimed 118 degrees sunrise. That's the position of the sun from my location.
Ah, right, finally I can see where this is going. Sun and date calculator, the flat earther's favourite tool that they think helps them when all it does is we all know what it does. So your measurements were 2 or 3 degrees different from the 118 degrees that the globe model predicts, and you don't think that that may be down to the method you used? Because the way you measured the sun's degrees is like me trying to measure the distance to the moon by walking 1 foot carefully in front of the other until I get there.
Which was on the rooftop at the place we just saw, where I observed it. And the time was around 5:53 a.m. of sunrise. The odd thing is, look where the sun is on Dayton Calc, 118 degrees as you see, and let me show you more or less where we are actually observed it. I observed it more or less.
Did you hear that? More or less. Now, when you're trying to take accurate measurements, FlatZoid, more or less doesn't cut it, pal. You need to be precise. Although, that being said, using that logic, I could say that my knob is more or less 10 inches. You know, give or take 7 inches.
I saw it about that position, I would say.
I mean, you can say it as much as you like, but you didn't. You saw it at 118 degrees, as the globe is able to predict and as it's been accurately measured. We aren't like flat earthers. We don't guess these things.
Why is that? Why would it be in that position if it's supposed to be there?
Well, I guess it's just one of life's mysteries, FlatZoid. Do you know, whenever I hear a flat earther trying to explain something, or more specifically trying to answer a question, this is what it sounds like to me.
What color is a fire truck?
Oh God, I always get these. Okay, all right, fire truck. Oh God, I can picture them now, all red and everything.
Let's go there. We were about 122, 123. Let's say around about there. That's where we observed the sun at sunrise. That was where the sun was supposed to be at sunrise. That is a whole 4 or 5 degrees off.
Have you noticed that when FlatZoid says off, he sounds like a posh old man trying to shoo kids from his garden? Get off my lawn. Yes. Yeah, what the globe claims, blah, 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 whatever, nobody cares. Do me a favour though, FlatZoid, because I know you'll watch this video as soon as you see yourself in the thumbnail. But can you show me, using your phone, what 3 degrees looks like? Because that was the method you used to measure the degrees of the sun using your phone. So can you do the same thing and show me what 3 degrees of difference would look like? Silly me, I almost forgot. In relation to the size of the Earth.
And then people want to tell me why I don't believe in the globe. Well, simple. Because observation tells me the globe's false.
And is that the main reason? Because what you just said is the Earth is flat because it looks flat to me.
I did this observation a few times. That was like the 4th attempt.
Why did it take 4 attempts? What, you couldn't make it look like it was wrong on the first 3 attempts?
The sunrise was very consistent, about 122, 123 degrees.
Well, which is it? 122 or 123 degrees? You can't have it both ways, pal. You've got to be precise.
This also comes to ask, why do the globers still push the globe as real when you can show observation shows it to be false?
Well, go on then. Or is that what you think you've been doing? Because you haven't shown us anything. Because all the information you're using is based on whether or not your phone was pointed accurately at the sun. This is almost as stupid as Mikey Smith trying to take the sun's temperature.
Damn! Or even the flat earthers that push sun calc as accurate.
But hang on a second, you were using sun calc to prove that the measurements you so accurately took were right, and I don't get it.
I spoke to Nick Chitakita the other day, and I told him, well, the sun calc is based for the globe, not for the flat earth, so he shouldn't be pushing the sun calc because it's inaccurate.
But what you've just said is, I'm going to show you how to add up 10 plus 10, but the answer will be wrong. But I'm going to go ahead and show you anyway.
So anybody that pushes sun calc as a flat earther has a big red flag in my book.
You know who else has got a big red flag? Turkey.
He's not going to pull Dan McKeegan and doctor this footage up, you know.
Who's Dan McKeegan? Never heard of him.
Well,
Just so people think
not
it's real
much.
and taking extra photos.
Hey, beautiful.
But what's the point in taking photos, FlatZoid? Photos don't prove anything. They're inadmissible as evidence. Isn't that what flat earthers say about any photos we can provide?
To the left, that would be what the globe claims. See, I'm taking it off. That's where the globe claims, 118, and this is what we observed, 122 degrees southeast.
According to an app on your smartphone which was placed ever so carefully on a table.
That's a golden sun, my friend. Yes,
Golden
it is.
sun, yeah.
Not
There
that
we go,
white,
guys. So it's
whatever the hell that was.
it's about 4 to 5 degrees off of what the globe claims.
45.
Because that's where the globe claims, around about there.
I
That's
got
when
you.
it's rising.
Do you know, this is going to be one of the stupidest things I've ever seen a flat earther do, and I've seen a lot of different flat earthers do a lot of different stupid things. When was the last time your finger was calibrated for accuracy, FlatZoid? Come on, really? Nobody is this stupid.
Oh,
That's where
fuck,
the globe claims,
425.
it's rising.
Right. Do you know, I thought you
You
said
see where this
45
carport
for a
is?
second. I
See
thought
where
you
this
said...
carport is? Just about on the right between the carport and that wall is 180
Right.
degrees southeast.
Got you.
Yeah.
That's where the sun is.
According to your phone and finger, yeah, we get it, FlatZoid. You don't have to keep highlighting how stupid this is.
And that's what I've
Beautiful.
been observing for the last, every time we've been up here trying to observe the sunrise. And again, guys, wooden chair. I was even said, someone said I put magnets underneath the wooden chair.
Well, I didn't think that because that implies that you put some thought into what you did in the first place.
And now you went and got another table
guys-
and came back.
Yeah,
Done
guys,
right
I
now.
want to just point out something. Look at the difference between how this sun looks and the one at TFE.
Yeah, the one in TFE stayed in the sky for 24 hours as the globe model predicts. And why suddenly bring up TFE anyway? Do you honestly think that your video proves anything in the first instance? And if it did prove anything, it most definitely wouldn't be that the Antarctic 24-hour sun was faked because the sun is 3 degrees off from where your finger tells you it should be. Well, I don't know about you, but I feel pretty good about this video. I'll see you all down in the comments. Love you. Bye.
I don't think so.
So this guy goes to a pet shop and the pet shop owner says, I've got a talking centipede which I will sell to you for £100. So the guy buys the centipede, takes it home. After a little while he thinks, I bet my mates would love to see this. I'm going to take the centipede down the pub. So he turns and says to the centipede, do you fancy going to the pub? So about 5 minutes go by and still no reply from the centipede. So he shouts again because he's starting to think he's been conned. Do you want to go to the pub? Another 5 minutes goes by, still nothing. So he screams, do you want to go to the pub? And the centipede turns round and says, all right, I'm putting my shoes on.